Greeting, guys. Trust you're all doing perfectly good. So this is the part two of the Cisco basic switch configuration. And what you're seeing here is the physical topology for the first project and the second one. Now this is our switch number three. So this is our diagram. So the whatever that you see inside the physical topology, the server is inside this diagram. This is the server. We have completed that. Now this is our part two. So in the part two, we're going to be talking about console password and then switch port security. Now we have to know what are the importance of configuring a console password. Now, when you're configuring a network, security becomes a priority. So we have to prioritize security. So configuring a local area network just starts with odds, protecting our network from intruder. So in this diagram, we got an intruder here, and we got currently 4 people on the network, and we got our network switch. So the first task here is to apply password to our console. So console port on the switch is the port that is used by the administrator to configure the switch. As I always say, it's not every switches that need, that is able to be configured. There are switches that are plug and play. You don't have to, there's no console, so you can configure them. But Cisco switches have console ports, and so we can go ahead and write configuration to them. We tell them how to behave in our network. So if we're doing that, definitely we have to use the console port, and we have to use the console cable from here. So from the part one, you have already learned how to connect the console cable, so I'm sure that you're familiar with that. I'm talking about my student. So what we're going to do is we have to configure the console password on this switch. So we're going to go right ahead and access the switch from the main computer. Now in virtual environment, you can access the switch from right here by just clicking on the switch and going to CLI. You're going to find the switch finished booting up, but I don't want you to get confused when you see a physical environment. Physical environment, you don't just click on the switch. You need a terminal software like Putty installed on this administrative computer. You need a console cable where you're going to plug on your computer, be it serial or USB. You have to connect to the console port on the switch. So this is what I want you to get. So from the computer, if we're in physical environment, we have to use the ported software. So ported is a terminal software. In virtual environment, we also have a terminal software. So we're just going to accept this default configuration. Just click on OK. Now, if you see here, we're on the user execution mode, showing the greater than sign. So here we're going to go ahead and just type enable and configure terminal. We're here on global configuration. So the first task is to apply password to our console port. We not want anybody just unplugging the console from our administrative computer and plugging it to theirs. So we want to protect that port. So we're going to go ahead and just add a security here. So you have to navigate to global mode and type line console 0. So line console 0, we have now in the line console mode from global mode. So here we have to type password, and we have to type the password. So you don't have to type exactly this, but this is the password. But remember, when you type the password is encrypted. So when you will be typing it to log in, you're not going to see the password. So when you type the right password, it's going to allow you to enter. So here, and the purpose is for login. So login, and that's it. So here, we go back to the user execution mode using exit. But exit carry out one step backward. But if you use the N key, it jump over the global configuration mode here and take us to privilege mode. So instead of typing exit, we're going to type N. So N will take us to privilege mode. So here we have to exit one more to see. Now you see, it's asking us now for a password. So whatever password that you type, you have to type that password to allow you to come here. But when you type in the password, you definitely will not see what you're typing. So don't get confused. Just type your right password and you'll be allowed to enter. So that's it for console password. And the next task is switch port security. Now, why is it important? When you're configuring your network, we don't want just anybody unplugging computers from our network and plugging it to their, laptop. Like we have in the lab, if you remove the cable from the lab computer and plug it on yours, if there's internet connection from that particular switch, you're definitely going to be part of the network. So DHCP IP will be assigned to you. We don't want it like that. So what we want is we want to assign individual port to their respective computers in the lab. So when you remove one computer from it, when you remove the cable from a particular computer, it should notify the switch that violations have occurred. That means you remove the computer cable from their respective computer and you plug it on your laptop. So the switch, we tell the switch to do something. We don't want communication to happen there because what we want is maximum protection. So we're going to go ahead and configure switch port security for port number 1. And mark is connected to port 0 number 1. So you can see here, switch port 01. Fast Ethernet 01. So we're going to go right ahead from here and configure for port number 1. So navigate to global mode. I know you already know how to do that. And we first have to enter the interface Fast Ethernet 0x1 because it's where MAC is connected. So Fast Ethernet 0x1 is here. Then we have to specify switch port, switch port altogether, mode access. Switch port mode access. Now we have to specify switch port, port security, switch port, port security. Now the same command. So now see, if you type command in the console, in the terminal, it's still there. We just have to press the up arrow key to regenerate the pass, command. So switch port, port security, maximum 1. This command. So this maximum 1, it actually means that we're trying to ban the MAC address of only one device, which is MAC computer, to this port. So that means in the whole network, no other person can communicate using that switch port number 1, only MAC. That's why we're doing maximum 1. But we can ban everybody in the network MAC address using the range command on that particular port, meaning everybody in the network can communicate on that port, excluding intruder that is coming. That is also possible. But for now, we're just doing for MAC, so maximum 1. So switch port, port security. Now we have to stick MAC address to this port. So we're going to do MAC address and sticky. So switch port, port security, MAC address sticker. It's already done, and we have to specify the violation mode. So now we have 3 violation modes in the switch. The first one is actually restrict. So the first one is protect. So protect, if we specify switch port, port security violation and we type protect, what it's going to do is when the intruder connect, it's not going to disable the port, but it will just know. It will not try to learn the MAC address of that particular intruder computer. So no communication is going to happen there. It just know. If we do protect, it just know the communication. But the next one is restrict. Now restrict, what it will do is it will know, but it will log. It will create a log for the administrator to see that another MAC address are being identified on a particular port. Because we ban MAC address, so they're going to specify that another MAC address is identified. It's not going to shut down the port. That is restrict. Now the next one is shut down. So as soon as that port 1 identified as the MAC address violation, it's going to shut down the port. So we're going to use shutdown. So violation. So violation shutdown. So SH is the shortcut for shutdown. It's the short form for shutdown. So switch port, port security violation shutdown. We have set the violation to shutdown if that port 1 identify another MAC address. All right. So this is it for MAC address violation. So we're just going to go back and see what happens if we do violation. So here we're going to do N. They're going to take us back And that's it for the configuration. So let's now try. This computer is connected to port number 1. So we're just going to remove this connection and put it to the intruder computer and just wait for a few seconds and see what happens. Okay, while we're waiting, let's look at the physical topology from here. So the physical topology is here. Now see, this is the intruder computer they have connected, which is Joe. And let's see what happened. And then see, somebody would think that where are those computers that are connected to the ports from the first diagram? If you want to see those computers, you want to go somewhere here, and you want to jump to the rack. The rack is already here, and let's try to jump to some of those devices. Now, if you click on some of the devices, like we got PC0. So if you click jump to, you're going to bring you here. So these are all the computers. This is the physical topology. Whatever that you're seeing where we're doing a configuration is the logical topology. So this is the mean wiring and this is the rack, and these are all devices that are connected. So from here, this is that topology. I hope you can see that clear. Okay. Okay, so now you see the intruder have connected and the switch has shut down based on whatever command that we give the switch. So when they detect that there's a violation, it's definitely going to shut this port down. So that's it for this configuration for this lab. Just go ahead and practice and see what you get. But we got a lot more still to do with the basic switch configuration, and we're going to continue that as times go by. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We're not making money in Liberia on YouTube, but it's okay. Just motivate me to do another video. Just comment, tell me what it is, and I can just go ahead and adjust whatever need to be adjusted. So thanks for watching. See you in the next video.